Hey girl, you know they thought that you would stay naive and lack boundaries forever. Never did they think little Miss Quiet, sensitive, reserved would take up space, embrace her differences, and be transparent. She held a hand out for everyone else, even while she was drowning. Oh, how they looked at her with disgust and contempt. How dare she not use her beauty and wiles as a woman to cut corners, backbite, and social climb? How dare she take the hard way and move with integrity? How dare she dare? How dare she have a voice? Why don't she bend? Why don't she break? What is her secret? Ladies, that's because the unsure girl you used to know, the unsure girl that you used to be, has evolved into a queen. You have evolved into a queen. You stop trying to please the insatiable appetite of the people around you, as well as the dysfunctional society that you live in that changes the goalpost on what women are supposed to be and how women are supposed to act. It's constantly changing. And you have pulled out of the rat race. You have realized that you had a beauty within that you tapped into and started to see results from. You're living on your own terms. No permission needed. No permission needed. That's this chapter. No permission needed. It's no permission needed to support your interest out loud. No permission needed to wear your Sunday's best on a Wednesday. No permission needed to choose the type of clothes you want to wear or what type of life you want to live. It's just you trusting yourself with you. So it's up to you to make yourself a safe and reassuring place. Make your mind a welcoming place to you. Make your mind a place that's welcoming to all the affairs that you have. Make room for how you feel. See, for a lot of us, that little girl inside of us, she was silenced, shelved, and repressed. If you haven't already, start interacting with her. Start taking note of how things make you feel. Let go of perfectionism. You're mad. You're angry. It's okay. They had you messed up. It's okay. You can cry. It's okay. You can emote. You can feel away. You can be authentic with yourself. And to my ladies who are of faith and have a creator that they answer to, stop disguising fear as righteousness. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be beautiful. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay. God doesn't want to condemn us. So when that critical, hyper analytical voice comes in talking to you about yourself, learn to silence that. And I'd even go further and say challenge that voice and ask, whose voice is that? Confront these things head on. Because oftentimes you'll come to find out that this negative voice is not innately yours. You may innately be a bold person, but the world has broken you and silenced you and molded you into the safe version of you, the PC version of you, the muted version of you, the dimmed down version of you, the digestible version of you. They can't take you because they can't even take themselves. This is a very disassociated generation, and we are in the process of integrating every fabric of your being, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial, everything. You are integrating every fabric of your being and you're weaving it together to be one well oiled, aligned machine. You will be an anomaly. You will be. You will be an anomaly. We strive for excellence. Excellence is not perfection. A lot of you ladies are excellent, but fall into perfectionism. And guess what? Excellence is a state of being. Perfectionism is a state of doing. How? Because when God created you, He said that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, meaning He made you with intention. He made you with craft and care. You were so intelligently designed. The way you grew for 9 months in the stomach, the way you had multiple phases in your life up until adulthood and still experiencing new things with yourself, still discovering new things about the human experience. If being a human isn't the most intricate experience and intricate design ever created, I don't know what is. Oh, yeah, that's right. There isn't. We are the handiest work that has ever been made. So I just say this to let you guys know that this is the type of talk we need to be having. Practice this type of gratitude and affirming in your life, especially as a queen. These should be the conversations that you have with yourself. You're always having a meeting with yourself. You're always consulting with yourself and with God. And you always need to be keeping that star player in the front of your mind. You need to affirm yourself as a queen. A queen, she wears many hats. And you wearing these many hats, it's pressure. But to whom much is given, much is expected. A queen is knowledgeable and aware in many areas. In the words of Patrick Starr, the inner workings of my mind are an enigma. And this is what separates girlhood to womanhood, princess behavior to queen behavior. It's wisdom. It's the experience and it's the wisdom. It's applying the years of knowledge. It's passing a lot of essential trial and error moments and moving into self-security. You know what works and you know what doesn't work. Whether it's makeup, a certain color, the type of men you don't vibe with. You know how to be a friend and you know the type of friends you shouldn't keep around you. You know the type of people you shouldn't be mingling with. You have fundamental routines. You have a semi-clear vision of where you want to see yourself in 5 to 10 years. You understand that there's steps to get there. It's a lot more clarity in a queen position as opposed to being a girl where you're still confused and still figuring it out and you're still letting people gaslight you and you're still letting people sell you short. Queenship, you may still make a couple girly mistakes, but you catch that very quickly. And you continue to move forward in the direction and alignment to where you see yourself being and who you see yourself as. You're just becoming. You already are, you're just becoming. Queenship. It's a place of authority, authenticity, and acceptance, grace and gratitude. And also, The queen comes up against more attacks because one, she's aware of them. As a girly pop, you weren't really aware. You weren't aware of the jealous tactics. You weren't aware of the sabotage. You weren't aware of the humbling tactics. You weren't aware of all of these things. You had the feeling, just didn't have the language. The queen has the language. The queen sits high and look low. The queen, she comes up against these attacks because one, she's aware, and two, she's equipped and expected to shut down any opposition and threats to her kingdom. Queen is aware. She's aware of her value and her influence. As a young girls still put the majority of their value in their looks, whether they believe they're ugly or whether they believe they're beautiful. And even we know that you can be very attractive but have body dysmorphia or self-image issues that distorts the way you see yourself. And there are many other factors where people are not perceiving themselves properly. But as you move into queenship, your intangible qualities and your intangible values, they overflow so much that they just pour out into your physical, to where you have so much beauty inside that you can't help but to see beauty on the outside. And when queens have so much beauty on the inside, they can't help but see the beauty in others. And just as you were as a young girl, you've seen the beauty in others, but you didn't know that people could see the beauty in you and they would abuse it and use it and hurt it and seek to tame it and snuff it out. They sought to snuff that light out, but now as a queen, you realize that you can't move the same way as you did as a girl. And this light, it shines so bright now because you have moved away from the vampires and light suckers. So now you have a clear path to shine. It's a clear path to shine. And she's aware of her value and her influence. Don't let that distorted self-image, and don't let society push you around so much that it makes you feel lower than low. Regain sight and grasp of your identity and worth, because this is imperative for a queen to know. How can you protect a castle when you don't even know where the treasure is hidden? And for fun, let's say you do know where it's hidden. But when you get to the safe, will you know the code? Will you know the magic words to always open the doors? Because you are that queen. No one can copy. No one can copy or clone who you are because the keys are inside. I love you, queens, spiritual beauties. You're no longer a good girl. You're a queen.